Okay, everyone, the time has come for the bounce of the 2019 AFL Masters Gold Coast Grand Final. The smoke has cleared from the fireworks, the national anthem has been played, and there is nothing more to do than to get this game underway. This game between the Surfers Paradise Demons, who are undefeated and have taken all before them in season 2019, and Broadbeach Cats, last year's runners-up and previous winners before that. So looking to go 2-3, and the D's who've really jumped out of the pack this season after some excellent recruiting in the off season. Siren goes, ball goes up from the umpire. Ruckman White and Dico get a palm down to Hill. Early clearance for Hill, goes long into the Broadbeach attacking zone. Pack forms, ball spills to Bird, gets the handball out to Lappin. Ball on the ground in dispute, picked up by Demons, tackled by Lappin again, flung to the ground. Birdie has a shot from 15 metres out, doesn't quite make the distance from the Birdman. Cleaned up by Burner, who sweeps it out to the far side. Kick smothered by Geordie. Ball in dispute again. Jordan handball into Fitz. Balks around 1-2. Excellent man to have the ball. Who's the ball in his hands. Had a flying shot. Misses to the far side. Just offline for Fitzy. Really one of the players who the Demons will have to keep an eye on today. One of the most damaging players in the competition. Can kick at 60. And that time just slightly off target. Now that player just trudging off from the early contest. Hopefully he's okay. Ball is brought out by Burner. Zosen has the sit. Not quite 1-2 attempts. Smart handball out there by Gasilio. Out into space. Makes it open. D's go forward again. Just forward of centre. Wheels around. Demons kick into the forward 50. Edgy goes up and takes the grab. Whitey did appear to take out his teammate Booms there. Not sure if he realised poor old Booms was there. He might have lost the remaining 2 or 3 teeth that he actually has left. Edgy, looking confident, throws the grass in the air a la Matthew Lloyd. There's not much wind out there today. He will kick from just on 50. Let's see if he has the legs. Doesn't make too bad a connection. Goes right to the teeth of the goal. Pack forms. Johnny goes up high. Evans roves and clearing kick outside 50. Probably should have gone a little bit close to the boundary there. Edgy takes the mark. Wheels around again and chips inside 50. Looking for Featherston. Takes the grab just in front of Geordie there. And one of the class recruiters runs across the line of the mark there. Very lucky to get out. Probably still concussed from the clash with Whitey. Lucky not to give away 50 there. But Featherston kicking from a 25 out, about 45 degree angle. Opens up the angle and slots it through. That will put the D's up by 5 points. Very highly decorated player for this team. Played a long time for Labrador and AFLQ in the NEFL. I'm pretty sure won multiple Grogans. But again, we'll have to keep close tabs on him in terms of the Cats. He will be a very damaging player today. Just as an aside, we are playing this game about 2 weeks earlier than scheduled. The grand final was scheduled for the 15th of September. Today is the 1st. Due to basically the Cats and the D's being so far ahead, there was one more round of games, but Burleigh have been unable in recent times to put a team together, and they brought the grand final forward. Okay, ball back to the middle. Ruckman, White and Dicko. A bit of a 50-50 there as it comes down. Another clearance for the Cats goes forward. Mark taken by D's at centre half back for them. They have had like I said, very, very successful season. Not many teams have come close. They've won both clashes between these two sides through the year. Okay, chip kick out wide to the wing, just not quite into their attacking centre. Fitzy works the mark, moves forward. Brad goes for the spoil. Ball spills over the back. Again goes forward by the D's. Both players seem to overrun it there. We've got Geordie in pursuit. Tackle, good tackle, and ball was on the ground. Gleeso in there trying to wrap it up. Ball spills out, and we are flying shot for goal from the pocket. Johnny will wrap this up. Oh, not quite. Bit of a spillage. Handball over the top to Evans. Evans to Hill, and Hill sweeps it wide to the outer back pocket. Kick comes in from Camo, looking for Bones Reinhardt, who just throws a bit of mayo, bit of a tumble turn at the end. Handball inside to his old marker Hill, who goes long. Beautiful pass to Lappin, just in front of centre. He's right in the centre of the square. Now he also goes along to the far side pocket, looking for Fulton, who takes a fantastic contested grab. Probably one of, look, who knows how many grabs Fulton has taken over his long, distinguished career. Going back for goal number, I'll just check my stats, 6,782 for Fulton in Queensland footy. Stretches out the hammy. Fitzy might curl around for a sneaky little short pass there. And Fulton also will kick probably just on 50. Look, you can mark this down probably 10, 15 years ago. At the moment, not so sure about the distance, but he'll certainly give it a good crack. So just right on 50, gives it everything. Pack forms in the centre square. Cameraman loses it. It's balls in dispute. Bobbles around. Sozins knocks over one. Felici handball to Bruno. Bruno handball back inside, looking for Wolfie. Handball's a bit much on it. Cleared by the D's. And Wolfie certainly made him earn the mark there. But Hill is going to send the ball right back inside 50. Takes a strong grab. Hill to Reinhardt, middle of the ground. Probably not the last time we'll hear those two names today. He in turn goes to Whitey, just overcooks it, and probably the worst place you would want a turnover. D shriek forward. Bad bounce from Whitey. He gets Aqua. Big punch, spoil. Knocked forward again as the D's sort of push it forward at all costs. Fumbled by Evans. He then picks it up. Bang! Holy moly. Big collision there. Probably a bit lucky to get out. Probably ducked a little bit into that. But the umpire said that's a bit too hard for over 35s. Evans goes into, finds Fitzsimmons. Easy to pick out with the yellow boots. He then swoops it wide to Sozins. Benny, one of the pickups of the year, and one of the stories really of the year. He then swoops it forward into, I'm not sure he was looking for them. I got mixed up with the jerseys there, but certainly found the D's chest. And who then sweeps it forward, takes the mark centre forward just in front of Aqua. Looking at options, and short pass. Cut off a little bit by Evans, picks it up, tackled by Featherston, ball comes free again, handball over the top. Edgy chasing it, hassled by Evans, and who is able to, luckily enough, make up for it. Booms seems to recover from his earlier knock from White. He then sweeps it wide to the far wing and finds Hill, I think, who then goes forward again. A bit hard to pick out there. Looks like Gliso on the far side. He then kicks a long kick forward, contested footy. Felici really read that well over the top. Sells a bit of candy, goes inside. Very dangerous again. Spot. You don't want to have a turnover here because this opens up the whole field. These go forward. Bit over the top. Fitz collects. Goes forward. Turnover footy. Two players. Broadbeach can ruffle it. Lucky number 20 kicks the goal. And it is Broadbeach hit back. So it is now 1-1 to 1 straight. Cats by a goal. And just worth noting also at this point, there's a significant experience from the Broadbeach Cats players, and if we pull together all the AFL games for all the Broadbeach Cats, it gets to about 251, and the D's unknown at this stage, but potentially it seems to be heavily weighted in terms of AFL games experience from the Broadbeach Cats altogether. Ruckman, ball goes up, Ruckman at it again. Hill knocks it forward after a non-clean hit out. And then it looks as if it might be a free kick. No, the ball continues to go inside 50 from Broadbeach. Cleared by the D's over the top. At centre-half forward, it looks like Joel Gasilio goes centre-half forward for the D's. Cleared by Gleeson, who works the ball to Sozins. Benny then goes forward inside 50 again for the Cats, only as far as Gasilio Jr. One of the good pickups for the D's this year, classy player across half-back, was excellent through the middle through his early career. Played lots of games for Labrador. He sweeps it wide to Burner, who then comes inboard again. Bit of a dangerous kick, probably a 2-on-1 there. Spoiled by Hill, feed back to Wolf, who balks around one, loves to sell a bit of candy, also goes forward. Burner takes a strong mark and repels that one. He then switches left with his beautiful left foot, goes wide, finds another D's player. Excellent kick. The skills of the D's really have stood out all through the year, and we'll hope will they stand up again in the grand final. They seem to, so kick mark through the D's. They are moving it forward. Switching play through the middle and then going wide, just overcooks the mark. He did have Nathan Gasilio, brother of Joel, who's then able to unfortunately miss the target. Sozin sweeps it out to Bird, who goes wide. Bird finds then Bruno, who is in absolute acres of space. He then hits Fulton on the chest, a bit of a floater, but Fulton makes the best of it. Probably the first time Fulton's quarter floater from a Broadbeach player. He then goes long into a 2-on-1 there with Lappin in pocket. Not a bad man to to kick it to, but it dribbles through for a behind. So that will be Cats up by just the 2 behinds at this stage. These prepare to kick out. 2 options there. Gooch makes a lead. That's ignored. Does create a little bit of space, but ball finds Wolf just inside 50, who then looks to handball to Fitz. Fitz has a flying shot for goal. Heads straight back into the teeth of goal, marked by Lappin, 1 metre out. It's going to be a very tight angle. He then brings it inboard to Bruno. There's going to be a bit of an inquiry there as to what happened to Dees. A few questions asked. That kick out, never a good thing. Kicking out from fullback, marked by the opposition. Unfortunately, it does really open up the attacking 50 for the team that is shooting. Now Bruno will have a shot for goal. He's been playing down back most of the year. Switched forward this year in a surprise move by Coach Lyon. And it's already paid off. Goal in the first quarter. Bruno kicks the goal. Did make the goal umpire work a little bit, but nonetheless. Goal to the Cats, and it is Broadbeach by 8 points. As we move to probably just about halfway through the first term, you can see excellent conditions, not a breath of wind, rain, 0% chance of rain, as is a lot of the time on the Gold Coast. And the ground, look, it is a little bit hard, not too bad. We were out there in the middle before the game, sticking the keys in. The keys did go in quite easily, so not bad conditions. It's actually as soft as it looks. Umpire throws the ball up. Ruckman, White and Dicko again go out. It's going to be a ding-dong battle all day. Underground handball from Dees, looks to get Gooch, kicks forward, looks to be gathered by Jordo. He is tackled by Featherston. Ball goes forward, a little bit of a high tackle there. Flying shot for goal goes in, just misses to the far side. So that is a behind to the Cats. Behind to the D's. It is now Broadbeach by 7. Okay, let's see if this kicking goes a little bit better than the D's first attempt. Evans runs out, clears the square, looks to kick long to Hill versus Featherston. Hill definitely with the height advantage, but couldn't quite wrap that up at the second attempt, and ball spills free just inside the D's attacking 50. You boys breathing quite heavily already, and certainly a fair bit of 50 plus getting around out there today. Boundary umpire throws it in. Ruckman go at it. Cleared by Reinhardt. Excellent clearance. Gets good purchase with his foot. Wolf 2-on-1. Manages to evade both. Again, sends the ball directly into 50. Fultz diving mark. Not quite. Doesn't quite get there. Cleared up by Burner, who has had a number of possessions. Oh, dangerous handball goes back. Costa clearing. Bumps off one player. Flying shot for goal from Costa. Oh, not quite. Misses to the far side. That would have been end-to-end football from the Cats. It would have been Reinhardt to Wolf, almost a full diving mark. Costa just misses to the far side, so that makes it back to Broadbeach by 8 points. Kicking much better than the last one, comes in the D's and to the near side pocket. He then switches to the middle. Excellent skills again on show. Mark taken probably just on the half-back flank for the D's on the commentary side. Not too sure. Umpire calls play on. Costa almost gets in there for a grab. Ball goes long. Gleeson with the courage goes back. Fantastic grab and shows it to his opposite number. And then he goes short into Bruno. Bruno just a little bit under pressure. Doesn't quite take the mark. But certainly, look, Bruno really making most of the adage of keeping the ball in front and making it safe as it goes out of bounds. Probably not the best idea when you're a metre out from the boundary when you say keep the ball in front, but I'm sure that won't happen again today. Boundary umpire throws the ball back in. Ruckman go at it. Clearance for White. White with the tap, not quite the clearance for Broadbeach, but the ball is fed back into the middle. D's handball. Fitz tackles slightly late. Play on the umpire is the call. Handball from Gleeson to Fitz. Fitz then moves to Bidgood, who was able to read the play there, make some really excellent space. He had about 100 metres in front of him, Bidgood, but decided to kick and kicks to a contest. Unfortunately, fortunately for D's, Burner then clears. Long raking left foot, but back to Broadbeach and back to Hill, taking probably his third or fourth mark already for the game. He then sweeps it wide. He's got a man out there, Fulton, on his own, but Featherston closes the space there. And attack. Oh, I think something happened. Hard to see. Not sure. I think there may have been a clash of heads, possibly with Fulton and Featherston. Hopefully Featherston's okay. He has had some recent concussion dramas, but a bit of maybe an accidental head knock there, and looks to have had a bit of an adverse effect. Fulton goes to check to see if he's okay, and looks like Edgy has decided to take the kick while Featherstone recovers. I say he did. I think he went down with concussion a month or so ago, and hopefully that there won't be any long-lasting effects from there. Edgy looks inside. He's got a man open, but decides not to. He decides then to go with a bit of a worm burner pass. Doesn't quite meet his target, but does get there. Not quite on the full though. Collected by the D's. Tries to evade a couple. Ball spills free. Ball in dispute. Spills out to another D's player, who then goes forward. Looks like he's got 3 players on his own. Fist comes in from Evans to clear the ball out of play and get a 50-50. So the ball will come in. There's a good attacking time and period here for the D's as they look to rein in that margin. I think it's 8 points or so. Ball comes in. Shoemaker in the ruck. Out point of that stage. Ball comes through. Jordan handball to Evans. Evans then looks for Geordie. Geordie takes the mark. Play onto the call from the umpire. Handballs to Hill. Hill wheels around. Disposal number 7 or 8. And mark then taken by Davo. Really a lot of courageous going back with the flight then. Loses his footing there. Probably not quite 50. Made a little bit of mayo chucked on there from Davo. He wheels around on his right foot. Looks for Fulton. Another fantastic contested mark right in front of Burner. Fulton's been a real focal point down there so far this term. Hopefully that can last for the game. He will then send it long inside 50, looking for Huff. Bit of a 2-on-1. Not a bad option there, and Huff is able to manages to force a throw-in. Does well there, get back to a 50-50. So it's in the left forward pocket for Broadbeach Cats as they look to extend on their lead in this, the first quarter of the Gold Coast AFL Masters Grand Final 2019. Ball thrown in. Excellent throw-in from the boundary umpire. No, not quite. Didn't quite go in straight. Field umpire unhappy with that. So we'll have a redo. Ball will get thrown in. A little bit, much better throw in. 2 ruckmen go at it. Sticky. And ball is cleared. Bit of a fumble handball, but not bad. It's still going to come out. Looks like it's still going to work out okay as Nate Casilio gets the handball inboard. Looks for the 1-2. Doesn't quite come off, but still the ball hits the target. Burner again with the bounce and coming down. Schumacher comes to attack. Gang tackle. Schumacher and Sozens manages to wrap up the follically challenged Burner there. He seemed to stop there. Looks like he may have copped one high, or at least he felt he copped one high. The umpire seemed to play on, and now we're not sure what's happening. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up. There it goes. So Schumacher, Burner in the ruck. Definitely an easy win from Schumacher there. Ball goes, clearance from the D's goes forward, but good right spot there. Manages to take the mark. He feeds inboard to Reinhardt, who Reinhardt then switches into the middle. Again, another dangerous play. These switches from Reinhardt aren't quite working out as best as he would have hoped. Turnover there in the middle of the ground. D's go forward. Free kick there to Gleeson. Advantage is paid. Featherston takes the crumbs and kicks his 2nd goal for the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a shootout. It's 2 goals each in the first quarter of the 2019 AFL Masters Grand Final. Looks like Aqua then may have just slightly misjudged the ball coming in, took his player out and himself. Edgy there, good sportsmanship, just seeing if he's okay as he goes off the ground. So it's 2 goals apiece, and it is Broadbeach by just the 2 points. Very tight game as we go in. So Featherstone, as we mentioned earlier, dangerous player. Got both of the D's goals so far. He will have to be monitored closely. Even after that early head knock, seems to have recovered okay. Schumacher in the ruck for Broadbeach. No clear winner there as the ball comes out. Fulton been thrown into the middle. He's been on fire recently. Gets the clearance out as far as Burners. Huffy takes the attempted tackle. Comes in from Sticky again. Looks like Burners been caught there again. It's a bit unlucky there. I think he looked like he may have got one across the ear. Sticky feeds back to Fitz. Fitz goes long and finds the chest of Lappin, this time in the right forward pocket. Now, will he dish this one off as he did earlier? It looks like he's a little bit closer than he was last time. So I reckon he's probably going to line this one up. Going for his 2nd of the quarter, 2nd of the match. Let's see if we can have a... It's only probably 10 metres out, but on a very tight angle. Snaps around the corner on the right foot and makes no mistake. That is crucial. It could be a crucial goal in the red time of the first quarter. So, 2 goals Lappin, 3 goals to Broadbeach as we move into red time for quarter number 1. And Broadbeach up by 8 points as we approach time on in the first quarter. Really good forward pressure there that looks to have paid off. The D's were looking to clear, there we go, 8 points to the Cats. Looking to clear their defensive 50, but Coach Lyon coming in from behind, likes to do that, manages to keep the pressure on, keep the ball inside the Broadbeach 50, and as is the case in modern footy and in old boys footy, forward pressure the key to scoring and keeping the team going forward. Ruckman go up, clearance to the D's, very clean clearance too. Ball goes in and almost a mark, but just before the quarter time siren. So the mark goes in. So mark wouldn't have been paid, but excellent spoil by Evans in any case. It's a tight one, ladies and gentlemen. 8 points to the Cats. We'll see you again after quarter time. Okay, welcome back for quarter 2 of the 2019 AFL Queensland Masters Gold Coast Grand Final. 8 point lead to the Cats. It is Ruckman, Schumacher, and from the D's. Ball goes up, umpire goes up. Shuey a little bit outpointed there, just went under the ball. Ball cleared by, and probably a mark within 3 seconds of the siren. Gleeson just outpointed there. Number 8 for the D's has made his way down from that clearance in the middle. It looks like Bake's just a little bit, possibly a little bit caught napping coming out of the middle. I'm not too sure if Baker was in the centre square there or not. But we have 8 for the D's lining up directly in front, probably about 30, 35 out. He's just played the under-18 grand final about 2 weeks ago and goes for shot for goal. Misses to the right-hand side. So brings the margin back down to 7 points. Very good play, number 8. Did very well against the Cats in the previous 2 games through the year, when the Cats pretty much towed up the D's pretty much towed up the Cats both games. Evans kicks it in, finds Bidgood, Captain Bidgood in the right back pocket. Assessing his options, not sure what's the go here. Bidgood then looks for Reinhardt there, but manages to kick the ball out on the full. Not a lot of pressure there from Bidgood, but these things happen on grand final days. Pressure could cause this. So it looks like Featherston probably going to bring it back into the D's attacking 50. A little bit too far up the score. Assessing his options, looking to see who he can pass this one off. Excellent kick and excellent mark. Mark taken just in front of Fitzy. Not too sure, can't quite make out the D's player, but he will have a shot for goal. Bit of an acute angle, but maybe 35, 30 metres out. A lot more chance of scoring. Line this one up. Looks quite confident. On the right, on the good pocket for a right footer. Comes in, makes good connection, and misses to the far side this side. So we've had, I think, both misses for the D's to the far side. There's 2 behinds in a row for the D's, and brings the margin down to just a solitary goal. Hopefully these misses don't come back to haunt the D's at the end. Evans to kick it in. Holding the ball and spinning, comes out, looks to kick a little bit of a floater. Probably didn't make quite the greatest connection. Hilly stands under it with courage. Ball fed back from Gasilio, and mark taken just in front of Boomser there. Probably a little bit too far out to score by D's. Now, he's in 2 minds, 3 minds, 4 minds, not sure. Looking to get it. Can he get around Booms? Not quite. Booms does a bit of a blind turn. Ball comes back in, right in the middle of the park. Looking for Nathan Gasilio. Ball spills out. Featherston can't quite gather it. Ball spills out again, just outside 50. Still in dispute. This time, bit of class from Lappin. Finds Sozens, who is in open space. Takes one bounce, assessing his options. He's got a bit of a convoy coming too. Fitzy running beside him. Sozens with the kick. Finds Coach Sticky on the chest. Sticky wheels around. Big kick inside. Almost inside 50. Fultz with it. Oh my goodness. Fultz taken out. You cannot do that, umpire. Burner. Probably caught a little bit out of position, didn't have too many options there, and just dragged Fulton down. A very blatant free kick there, and certainly Any umpire is going to pay those ones. Okay, Fulton. A little bit too far out, I think Bernard mark. Probably the mark is right on 50, so Fulton's outside his range. Quick kick inside to Hill, finds Hill and takes the diving mark. Also takes off about 4 or 5 layers of skin from his right shoulder and gets up a little bit ginger. Probably the last time you will find Hill diving for a mark today on that surface. Hill surrounded by what looks like 4 water boys. Maybe 2 or 3 may actually be sons. As he lines up the goal, doesn't quite make the good connection, right to the teeth of the square. Big mark and goal, big mark, leap and mark by who looks like Lappin. Lappin, pretty much right in front, 10-15 metres out, lining up for his third. Really proving to be a thorn in the side for the D's. Now don't forget the D's have had the first 2 shots of this quarter, couldn't quite nail it, and as so often happens the case, goes down the other end and goal is kicked. Lappin kicks his third, and it is the Cats up by 2 goals. This is the biggest margin of the match so far. Cats up by 2 goals. It is 12 points. So, good passage of play coming up from the Cats. They were able to sort of work it up just for the force it forward. Lappin found Sozens, who found Lyon. Fulton dragged down onto Hill. And then Lappin again takes the mark not far out from the D's goal. So it's consecutive goals for the Cats. Remember Lappin kicked the last one of the first quarter, and now he's got the first one of the second quarter. Okay, Whitey back into the middle, back into the ruck. Ball goes up on the umpire. Whitey works again, clear tap to White, but not quite the clearance. Picked up. Hill works it out to Fitz. Fitz, quick snap in. Wolf finds the ball, tries to spin around 2 or 3, can't quite do it. That move did work perfectly well in the first quarter. I think he pulled that off twice. Didn't quite get around this time round. Ball spills to Joel Gasilio, who goes wide and finds Dees, looks, handballs forward, kick forward by Dees again. Excellent mark, slightly overrunning at Gleeson. Run down from behind. Geordie holding the ball, sir. No. Umpire calls play on. Flying snapshot from Nathan Gasilio. High ball goes into the far side pocket. Ball is fumbled, comes around. I think that ball is out, so yes, Aqua wraps up the D's player, but the ball has already been called out. So we will have a throw-in in the D's attacking pocket coming in. The Cats up by 2 goals. It's going to be a stoppage in the attacking 50 for the D's. Ball is thrown up. Ruckman go at it. Almost taken cleanly out of the air. Flying shot for goal comes through. 10 metres out. Another flying shot for goal. Snap over the shoulder. Oh, just misses. Just misses to the near side. So another behind for the D's. They go to 2-5. It looks like. No, 2-4. My mistake. 2-4. Okay, Evans to bring it in. Assessing his options, not too much on. He decides to run, go past the square, looks for Ruckman White, and manages to kick the ball. This is an absolute cardinal sin in football. You do not kick the ball out in the full from the full-back. Boarding quickly, ball's in dispute, contest between Gasilio and Evans. Ball spills free. Evans trying to make up for his mistake, brings it forward. Cameron can't quite keep up with the play. Here it is here. Okay, ball spills out. Fitzy. No, Johnny gets the ball over the top. Doesn't quite clear the area. D's are going to bring it back in. Looks like into attacking 50. Into centering kick. And Ruckman White almost takes the mark, but decides to, let's just get it out of here. Chucks it on the boot. Kicks it as far as he can. Mark taken by Burner. Probably forced a little bit unlucky there with the way that the ball was moving. A little bit out of position. Ball goes short kick, doesn't quite hit the target. Ball comes in, handball over the top, and it is mark taken by Dees in the far side. This is Burner again, takes the mark, far side with his left, looks to bring it in, and inside, well, not quite an inside 50 there, but Dees still retain possession. Probably about 55 metres out, probably a little bit too far out to score, but he's certainly nominating as if he's about to have a shot, meaning he does get a little bit of extra time to take the kick. Umpire watching closely. Kick will take place probably about 60 metres out, so fairly optimistic, but does make excellent purchase. Massive pack forms and behind to the D's. This is now they're up to 2-5. So far for the D's this tournament, we've had 4 behinds. Okay, Evans decides you can't kick it out in the full if you go straight down the middle. Finds Bruno. Bruno, who's assessing his options there, comes wide to the near side, looking for Lappin. It's a bit of a 2 or 3-on-1. Manages to find Benny, who is in about 3 or 4 options and may have gone a little bit too far. Yes, umpire's pinged him there. He's gone 3 centimetres over his allotted distance and been pinged. Bit unlucky there, but you know, you see some of those paid every now and then. Now D's going forward. Bit of a one-on-one there. Excellent contested mark taken by Aqua, who then feeds back to Hill, who puts it onto the right foot, straight back to where it came from. Birdie almost with the one hand. Birdie, it's not 2006, and you can't take one-handed marks like that. D's sweep the ball forward. They find Gasilio in the middle of the park. He then finds his teammate, takes the mark, sends it inside 50. Johnny Bigwood takes a fantastic, reads the play excellently, takes the chest mark. Sends it inside to Birdie, who the kick didn't quite get there. Certainly sold him a little bit short, poor old Birdman there. He was absolutely swamped by the D's. You could almost say there were so many demons around. It was like he was in hell. Ruckman, ball goes up, Whitey with the tap, hands it down to clearance king Hill. Another clearance for Hilly as it goes forward. D's not quite take the mark, but very cleverly taps the ball out wide. And handball forward, taken there by Bones, who may have forgotten which way he was going. Handball's backwards, picked up by Demons, going forward, not too far out from goal. Ball trickles over the back. Oh, another behind from the D's. Okay, Geordie's there, decides to play on quickly, finds Ruckman White in a fair bit of space. He then goes also quickly, finds Sozin, who takes the mark. His opponent runs it over a little bit, which opens up space. He then goes forward, decides to kick a little bit quicker than last time, doesn't want to get pinged again. Finds Wolf, but the ball just eludes Wolf as it goes. His opponent kicks it forward. Sozin's again, butters up, doesn't quite get the mark that time. Ball's in dispute on the ground. 2 or 3 players. Bit of a scuffle there. The umpire decides to ball it up. Not sure what's going on there between Geordie. I think may have been a slight misunderstanding, but all's well that ends well. Okay, umpire about to throw it up. Ruckman White going up against his opposite number. Clear win for White with the tap down to Sozens, who finds Reinhardt with his handball under pressure. Reinhardt then finds Bruno. Short kick up, and unfortunately again, Burner decides to take the mark. Reads it very well. Handball's over the top. Finds his fellow D's defender, who then handballs over the top again. A little bit too far. Fitzy's able to get in there, make a contest of it. Ball spills free. Felici goes to make the tackle, but looks like he may have injured himself there, poor old Felici. Could be a shoulder. We'll have to wait for the medical report to come back. Bones then, Reinhardt then looks to tackle Gasilio. In the back, umpire says, probably a fair call to play advantage there, but the umpire decides to call it back. So, Reinhardt mans the mark, and we have Joel Gasilio with the ball in his hand, racking up possessions across half back. Gasilio then pushes it wide. Looks for his D's down. Handball back from Bird, excellent clearance there again, then gives to Shepherd. That's experience. He finds Fitz in acres of space, ambles forward, drills the pass, just short of Fulton. Unfortunately, again, Fulton diving forward can't quite complete the mark. Reinhardt goes in, but apparently too low. Even though he's writhing on the ground in pain, he's given a free kick away. That's the modern rule, apparently. Burner takes full advantage, kicks it as far as he can with his raking left foot. D's able to pick up, knocked forward by Hill, knocked away from Gleeson, probably not the greatest of decisions there. Gasilio then picks up again, pings it forward for the D's. They've really made that far side their attacking side as they go through. Excellent work from Aqua, who keeps it forward of him, knocks it forward. Hill, another possession. Heading into centre half forward for the Cats. Almost clearance by Camo. D's then regain possession and handball feed it forward right in the middle of the ground. And centre half back, turnover. Aqua takes the grab. Does quite well. Read that really well. Positioned himself beautifully. He then swings it to the wing where we've got Camo and Whitey 2-on-1. Camo just needs to handball over the top. It's a bit of an up and under. That's okay. Whitey's still able to collect. He looks for stick, but it's a shocking turnover and finds his opposite number, even though Lyon was in terrific space. Centre half forward for the D's goes forward. 2-on-1 there for the D's. They then shift it forward as well. Plenty of space here as well after the turnover. Ball in dispute. It is picked up by Johnny Bidgood. Very clean pickup. Swings it onto his left. Again, looking for White in space. And ball goes out. Probably not a bad idea. We haven't had a stoppage for a while. Boys probably getting a bit puffed. So, just recapping. It looks like Cats by 9 or 10 points at this stage. Haven't had a goal for a little while. And there'll be lots of substitutions happening. And lots of the blokes puffing, breathing in the big ones. Boundary umpire throws it in. 2 ruckmen go at it. Ball comes out again. We'll have another ball in. Thanks very much. So it's been very tightly contested match so far. Both teams refusing to give an inch. We've got Baker there really doing his job on his opposite number. Hilly gets the handball forward. Doesn't quite make too much of a connection. D's managed to bring it. Managed to keep it in the field of play. Goes forward inside 50. Baker's there again. And is wrapped up as soon as he got tackled. No prior opportunity. Umpire. We'll have another stoppage. It seems like the longer the game's going, there's more and more stoppages as the gents get a little bit more tired. We'll see if that pattern continues in the second half. Ruckman go at it again. White with the tap towards the mark. Swooped on by Featherston, who then goes inside looking for one of his forwards. Doesn't quite take the mark. Baker there again. A little bit of a worm burner, but still effective. Finds Reinhardt, who seems to have recovered from his earlier knock. Heads to the boundary, and Biddy there to guide it over and just shepherd it over. Excellent decision from Biddy there as well. And another baller. Now this boundary umpire certainly earning his pie and coke today. Just giving a little bit of time for the ruckman to get there. I think each stoppage it's taking a little bit longer for the on-ballers to get to where they need to get to. Okay, boundary umpire throws it in. Not quite the fantastic throw. Falls into the hands of Biddy, who then gives it to Whitey. Whitey gets the clearance, but straight onto the chest of Dees. He will then move forward with great lead and great kick just in front of backboard. Dees take the mark on the chest. He then swings it inboard. Bit of a scrubby kick, but Burner there to clean up. Hands it straight to his opposite number in foots, which could be a shocking turnover as we go forward. Hill then finds himself in space. He then is inside 50. Billy running onto the ball, doesn't quite get the bounce he's looking for. Ollie there as well, again the bouncer eludes him. He gets shepherded out of it, cleared by Dees. So we have Dees looking to clear their defensive 50, and they find wingman number 2 on the far side. He then spreads it wide, not quite the kick he was looking for unfortunately. And we'll have another throw in. And we'll have another 50-50. So just waiting now for the ruckman to get into position. And then we'll have another ball in. Again, just to recap, so I think it's Cats by 9 points at this stage. Again, not a goal scored for a little while. It's been played between the arcs. Birdie goes down, slight kick as the ball spills out to Reinhardt. He doesn't quite get there. Oh, taken high, sir, a little bit high there, but nothing too major. And the big D checks if he's okay. Was that a free kick? Umpire says no. Ball comes out. Another boundary throw in from the boundary umpire. I think he'll be looking for a switch in term 3. Give me the far side, please. Ball goes up. Ruckman White with the tap. Fultz with the percentage play taps it forward as well. Ollie bad bounce there, and then opposite number kicks it forward. Gleeson excellent spoil from behind. Swooped on by Featherston. Puts on the Jets, who then Geordie with a really good chase. Almost affects the spoil. Almost affects the kick. And I think the umpire's paid downfield here. So Geordie's almost ripped him off the ball. He's just got his foot to it. The umpire's paid downfield. Not sure where that one, but I'm sure there'll be an even and upper later on in the game. So Dees will have a shot for goal. This will be their first goal of the quarter. They're after 3 or 4 behinds in a row. 30 metres out or so, quite a tight angle. Bombs on the mark, manages to put him off just by smiling. And it's the post. Unlucky for the D's as they search for their first goal for the quarter. and could bring that margin back to 2 or 3 points. As it stands right now, it's about the Cats by 7 points. Jock to bring it in, and excellent kick and excellent mark. Much better kick in than the previous one for Broadbeach. Marked by Hill, who then picks his spot and he says go long. Disposal probably 20 or 21 for Hill. Looks for his ruckman White, a little bit over the top. Ball comes down, spoiled, collected by the D's, who then handballs backwards. Basilio with the inside 50, not quite inside 50, collected by ruckman, flying shot at goal. Another behind. This could come back to hurt the Cats, the D's, in the end. They're still looking for that elusive first goal of the quarter. I think they're sitting at the moment around about 2 goals 7, and they've kicked, it looks like, 6 behinds in a row. Hill to bring the ball back into play. Raking right foot, again looks for his ruckman White. Again this ball comes over the top, D's pick it up, immediately tackled, handball out again, D's collect inside 50, not quite a mark taken, Bidgood collects and spins, gives it to Wolf, handball outside 50, Wolf goes downfield, downfield free kick. Kicks downfield. Fulton who takes advantage, swings around with the right foot, goes as far as he can, sees a player over the top, which is Sticky Line. Ball in dispute now. There's 2 or 3 players dive on it. Ball up. Really quick transition there for Broadbeach after Wolf was taken out after he kicked it, and then Fulton went high. Stick will contest the ruck. Ball spills out. Demons clear. And that will be the end of the first half. Fantastic game of footy we've got on our hands here. It's the Cats by 7. The D's kicked 7 behinds that quarter. Come back soon for the third quarter. Alright folks, welcome back to the second half of what has been an absolute ding-dong battle between these two teams. Clearly the two best teams in the comp, and they are putting on a show. It is 2 goals 8 to 4-3 at this stage. Cats up by a slender margin. The D's were able to eke away at the margin in that quarter, but they did it by behinds and not what they would have wanted, which would have been goals. Ball goes up, ruckman, 2 ruckmen go at it. Hill decides to do the open palm handball clearance forward. Haven't seen that one for a long time. Camo manages to clear, puts it forward for the Cats. Lappin there trying to collect, and also Featherston 2. Ball in dispute. Gooch manages to tie it up, and we'll have a ball up. So, it is the Cats by, looks like, 7 points as we go into the third quarter. Umpire throws the ball up. Hill decided to ruck at that stage and does a pretty good job. Manages to get it back out of bounds for a 50-50, and we'll have another throw in. Some of the boys looking a little bit tired. It's very hot out there today, and even though it is the beginning of the third quarter, already a few boys breathing very deeply. Ball spills out again, and ruckman go up. Sticky again doing the percentage thing. Already playing for time. Stick, just the consummate professional that he is, manages to get another ball in. Okay, boundary umpire throws it in again. Clears the whole pack this time. Really manages to make some good purchases on that. Picked up by White, who sends the Cats inside 50. And one-on-one there between Lappin and Gooch. And the ball is out of bounds. A lot of class between those two players, as looks like the move has been made there. Gooch on Lappin to try and quell his influence. Ball comes in, ruckman go at it. Tap forward by Cats inside 50. Hard handball there, and again we'll have another throw in. As I mentioned, I think in the second quarter, the stoppages have certainly increased exponentially during this game from the first quarter, and we're seeing a lot of those. Not that anyone's complaining out there, because it does give a chance for the boys to have a bit of a breather. Again, ball, boundary umpire throws it in. Picked up by Hill, flying shot, snap for goal. Marked by Fulton on the chest. This is his chance. Fulton has had a number of shots so far this game. Hasn't quite been able to nail one just yet. But then this time able to stick the mark from the clearance from Hill, under pressure, and he's about 25 metres out. Probably slightly tougher angle than 45 degrees, but generally eats these up for breakfast. Again, I did check the stats. I think this is goal number 6,700,000 in Queensland footy for Fultz as he moves forward. Very deliberate. Burner tries to put him off and does so successfully. Unfortunately, Fultz kicked to the near side. Did make good connection, but didn't quite have the accuracy. So it will be Cats up by 8 points as the D's look to bring it in. That would have been a very handy goal to begin the second half. Okay, D's bring it in, short passing the right back pocket, mark taken. Kick over the top, another mark taken by the D's, probably still just inside their 50, but this is definitely their game plan, certainly has worked all through the season. Skills are excellent as they go kick mark from fullback. So that's the third mark taken in a row. The Cats have not touched the footy just yet as they work it up. Another mark taken just on the forward flank, or back flank for the D's. Still not quite at centre, but still they have clean possession. This is the fourth or fifth mark in a row. Over the top again, and another mark taken by the D's. So they've managed to work the ball up to the centre wing without Broady taking the ball. This is the kick though. This is the kick that's tough, and the turnover there is taken by Bidgood, who takes the mark. He then ambles out and looks to switch the ball. He's got Sozens on a long lead. Ball doesn't quite get there. Sozens under pressure from Featherston. Featherston picks up the scraps. Turnover footy. There's going to be a D's player free here. Takes the mark and kicks the goal. Terrible turnover there from Broadbeach Cats. And unfortunately, fortunately for the D's, the goal is kicked. Now that really breaks a drought for the D's. That's the first goal since the 19th minute mark of the first quarter, and that ends a run of 7 behinds in a row. So, just to compound the miss from Fultz earlier, that's a goal. As was seen earlier in the game, an attacking foray at one end, a goal miss, and the ball is then swept to the other end, and the goal kick straight away. That does bring the margin back, and it's only 2 points to the Cats now. The game has never. Well, the margin has never been more than 2 goals. These two sides are really putting on a classic. Ball goes up to ruckman guard at White. Birdie just slightly overruns the hit. Ball spills out, cleared by the D's. Swings around to the near side. Ball in dispute there. Sozens on the wing with his opposite number. Manages to pick up the ball cleanly. Runs past edging in both his plays. Under pressure there, gets the kick. And excellent play by Sozens manages to take the ball. Has a free man on the wing on the near side here, and also Sozens running past. Instead looks for his coach, Sticky. Ball is turned over, doesn't quite take the grab. Sticky, but excellent then tackle there by, it looks like Reinhardt. Forces the free kick, and it was Reinhardt, and it was, I think, deemed a throw. So he mustn't have made any connection with his fist as he went to handball. Reinhardt then looks inboard to find White, and this time the switching board comes off, although the ball is smothered. Ball is then collected by the D's, handball off his knees into, and ball a mark taken just outside defensive 50 for the D's. Assessing his options, looking there, looks to kick to a bit of a 2-on-1, doesn't quite have the legs. Ball picked up by Bird clears to White, White then to Aqua tackled, ball spills free, picked up by Bidgood, handball back to Whitey. Whitey says, "Get it on the boot, boys, what are you doing?" Ball goes inboard, marked by D's, under pressure from Huff. Huff manages to knock the ball away. I don't think the umpire quite saw that. May have been 50 on another day. But well played Huff, and holds the ball up and doesn't allow the D's to get too far ahead. Kick inboard, man on his own, must have been there for 10 minutes. Didn't get picked up. Mark taking right on centering on the far side. He swings it inboard, dangerous kick. It looks like it's a 3-on-2 there, collected by Fitz. Fitz then breaks the tackle of Gasilio. He sends it forward. Fultz going back with the flight, manages to knock his opponent over. Ball spills free to Lappin. Lappin laps these ones up, goes in, kicks the goal. That will be goal number 4 for Lappin, just checking my stats. Again, a very dangerous turnover in the middle of the ground. I mean, turnovers in footy are never good. Old boys footy, they are crucial and often punished by goal. And particularly turnovers into the middle of the ground. That was a pretty bad decision there when you've got, I think it was Hill, Fitz, Birdie, three very experienced players. Everyone's experienced players playing Old boys. And manages to swing the ball forward. 2-on-1 there, Fulton and Lappin, who again, they know where the goals are. Lappin kicks his fourth, and it is margin back out to 8 points. Okay, Ruckman go at it, ball spills through to the near side wing. Sozens just overruns it, as does his opponent. Sozens goes in again, collects him a little bit high, free kick to the D's. Plays on quickly, sends the ball inside 50, knows that he needs to get in there quick before the players get back. Edgy takes the mark just in front of Leap and Leroy, and will have a shot, probably end up kicking from about 40-45 out directly in front. Again, checks the wind. I still don't think there's much of a wind there that needs to be worried about, but he will have a ping anyway. Deliberate approach, moving forward. Stutter, kick. Does make good connection, but I was going to say slightly offline. That's probably been quite generous because he missed the whole thing. So he doesn't quite score. Aqua there in the back pocket to bring it in. Ambles forward. Makes good connection. Gets it outside 50. Looking for Hill again. Outpointed there by Edge. Picked up by Featherstone, who has a flying shot for goal from the boundary. Right on 50. Wouldn't put it past him. Just misses to the near side. So this time does make the score. But not quite the maximum he was after. Ball spills over the back. Evans to bring it in. Easy, no hurry. He could do a hammy just picking the ball up. Handballs back to the centre square. Oh no, that one's out on the floor as well, my mistake. Hop, skip and a jump. Tries to kick, gets outside 50. Just spoiled there. Ball in dispute. Bobbling around on the ground. Looks like a free kick. Advantage paid. Hill kicks it wide to the far side. Mark taken by Dees, who then you bring it forward in again. Dangerous kick. No, manages to find the chest of Joel Casilio. Okay, ball couldn't be in better hands. He then swings it wide to finds his teammate a little bit further afield in space. He then finds it. Bit too much height on that kick. Ball comes over the top again, and looks like Hill has just given a free kick away there. A little bit over the top. Umpire blows a free kick. Looks like Hill was then pushed backwards. Is the umpire going to reverse this? We don't see that too often these days anymore. The umpire will need to get in there and start to take control. Huffy in there as well, defending his territory and his teammates. Bruno in there as well. Bruno never too far away from the action. But looks like the umpires decided not to reverse it on this instance. You can see massive crowd built up in the background there. They have not left their seats and are completely enthralled. Kick goes in forward 50, spoiled by Dees. Spoiled by Cats. Dees pick it up, tries to spin around 2 or 3 or 4, doesn't quite get there. Lee picks it up, looks to dash away, take advantage. I think the umpire was playing advantage initially, but then said, "No, bring it back," and the Birdman will take a free kick after that tackle. Looks like the D's player took on a few players there, and the umpire deemed that he had prior opportunity. Looks like Evans is making space on that far side. Birdie pops it up, and Mark Taken really did his teammate no favours there. Poor old Evans was really set up. Player taking Mark. Handball back to Featherstone. Gets around Evans. Just has a flying shot for goal. And kicks it. That could be massive in the context of this grand final. Could be an inspirational goal. Unfortunately, again, very poor turnover by Broadbeach in their forward 50. And a player of Featherstone's class is not going to miss that. He missed one earlier, but he's not going to miss 2 in a row. That's his third. It's the Lappin versus Featherstone show as we get, just past halfway through the third quarter. And a little bit, so Bird sort of really hung his teammate out to dry there. in Evans, and didn't do him any favours after Evans made some terrific space. Okay, so Featherstone goal. Cats back up by just the 2 points. Ruckman go at it. White gets the tap to the far side. Featherstone clears again. Really having a huge third quarter and a huge game. Gets it inside 50. Doesn't quite make it to the chest. Handball back to Evans. Evans clears 50. Looks for his pal Bakes. Handball over the top again. Flying shot for goal. Oh man, open in the goal square too. That could have been massive. A really quick reply, bang bang from the D's. That could have gone. Unfortunately, this occasion it's just the behind, and it's the Cats by the solitary point. Evans about to kick out, holding the ball in one hand. Why is he palming it like that? I think he's trying to make the connection with the crowd. So they say, oh, he's got big hands, he must have big something else. Kicks, doesn't quite find White over the head. That goes. White then butters up though and does really well for a big man. Handball to Bakes, Bakes to Sozens, to Benny. He then handballs to Reinhardt. Reinhardt sells a bit of candy, balks, and goes long with his right foot and finds Huff. Really terrific play there by Reinhardt. Huff goes inboard on the left, ever reliable, finds Fitz, tucks it under the arm, runs his 10 or 15 metres, kicks inboard. Fulton with a couple of metres space just in front of Burner. He swings it onto his left and finds Lappin in the pocket. That was a very quick transition from Broadbeach as they go end to end. Not the cleanest all the time. Certainly the kick from Evans to White, the ruckman, could have been a lot better, but certainly Whitey made the most of it. Look, I'm not a betting man, but the year that Whitey's had, if there was a market for best and fairest, I would get on White and put the house on him. I reckon it's a massive chance for the BNF for Broady in the 2019. Lappin lines it up, swings it across his body with the right foot, nails it. Huge goal there for the Cats as they go end to end and make that miss even worse from the D's at the other end. 7 points the margin. The lead is back out to. Again, we haven't had a lead bigger than 12 points this game. It has been absolute ding-dong battle. 6 goals to 4. The Cats up by 7. The D's slightly inaccurate at this stage. They may well make up for that in the last quarter. Hopefully for them, they've got all their misses out of the way, and they can really capitalise on opportunities in the second half of this quarter and also the last quarter. Ball continuing to come back to the centre. Ruckman are ready. Umpire about to deliver the Sharon to the air. Ball goes up. Ruckman go at it again. Bit of a points victory for Whitey there. Manages to knock the ball forward. Umpire's picked out a free kick there. Reinhardt seemed to have his jumper held as he then feeds it back to Sozens, who swings around on the left, has a bounce. He's had a really, really big couple of quarters already. Manages to find the chest of Wolf, but I think the ball did slightly bobble just beforehand. Still, Wolf was very clean with his hands there, and as soon as he was able to grab it, was then tackled, forcing the ball up. White and Edge to go at it. Whitey with a clear victory below, palms it straight down to his to D's player, who kicks it well out into space. New man just on the ground, looks like, hassled out of it by Evans. Boom's then there to pick it up, and then as he's Sozens, who finds clean hands, manages to pick the ball. Evans just corrals the ball just in front of the boundary line, kicks just as he was tackled, but unfortunately straight to a D's player, who takes a good grab just in front of Bruno. Unfortunately couldn't quite get his fist to the ball. That D's player then brings it inboard, gives a fair bit of air to the ball. Fantastic spoil from Aqua from behind, but D's still managed to clear it and then knock it forward again. Evans worried out with just a slightly sneaky hand in there to lob the ball forward. Good smother and ball's out of play. And players decide that we haven't had a ball in on this side for a little while, so let's have a ball in. Ball could not be more central at the moment. Right coming into the interchange gates. Boundary umpire throws it in. Hard to say who comes out, but clearance from the D's number 8 there. And big good back with the flight, manages to take the grab. Well shepherded there by Jonesy. And the ball's been fed into centre half back for the D's. Hill, possession number 29. Manages to, again, find his mate Reinhardt. These two really have a strong connection and have experienced a lot of football together and other things along the years. Cameron decides to clean the lens halfway through the quarter. It's a real shame we don't have some sort of breaking play throughout the game that he can do that. Ball goes in forward line for the Cats. Slightly overrun by the D's as he goes to go off the ground. 2-on-1 there for Broadbeach, but Nathan Gasilio able to really neutralise that, and then the reinforcements come in the form of Burner, who's able to rush it behind. Golden opportunity for goal for the Cats there, thwarted by the older Gooch. Burner then looks to bring it in, looking at his options, not quite sure. Just arrogant, really, onto the right foot. Fantastic work from Burner, who then finds his teammate, who then swings it wide. So kick mark. We'll see if we see this again from the D's as they work their way up the ground. That's happened again. Yeah, kick mark. Oh no, Bruno knocks the ball out just after the mark was taken. The umpire is not having any of that, and he says, "Come with me, sir. You will be marched 50 metres." I think it's the first 50 we've seen today, and old boys footy, they are huge metres. Ball goes in, forward 50, mark taken. D's take the mark, probably kick around about just inside the 50. No angle to speak of. Hasn't got quite much of a breeze behind him, so he's going to really need to put his foot through this one. Wheels around, kicks from about 48. Manages to get right to the... Manager does make the distance, just misses to the far side. Evans kicks it in, brings the ball into Hill, again making terrific space, working both ways up and down the ground. He manages to wheel around, looking for options, over the top, looks to find not quite what he was looking for, I don't think, in terms of finding Featherston. Here he goes into mark taken just inside the line or outside? Certainly the Broadbeach players are saying it's already behind, it's gone over the line. Umpire says that's a mark. Dees wheels around, kicks the goal. Takes a terrific mark and then kicks the goal. I think Broadbeach players may recognise that player. I think he may have played. Did he play for Broadbeach? No, that couldn't be the case. He wouldn't be jumping up and down and high-fiving everyone if he played for Broadbeach at some stage earlier in the year. Now he's playing for the D's. But anyway, what that goal does, another goal for the D's. That brings the margin back down to 1 point. But ladies and gents, this is going to be a grandstand finish in this grand final. Back down to 1 point. Again, bad turnover. We've spoken about it before. The turnovers are just killing both sides in the back half. Leads to a goal. Could be crucial just before three-quarter time. And there is the three-quarter time sign. As we see the scoreboard, Cats up by a point. We'll come back for the thrilling conclusion to this grand final. Don't go anywhere. Alright, welcome back folks. Hope you've strapped yourselves in. Do not go anywhere for the next 20 minutes. This grand final is up for grabs. Previously undefeated D's through season 2019, taken all before them. The Cats looking to avenge last year's premiership, last year's grand final loss in heartbreaking fashion. It will be White in the ruck, has been a tower of strength all day. Ball goes in the air. Ruckman in dispute, slight win. Hilly managed to collect, gets the clearance number 1800 for today. Wolf wheels around, big U-turn onto the right, sends it inside 50. Mark taken, Fulton takes the mark. In big games, he has stood up. Burner looking a little bit bemused. He did just manage to clear the pack in front and sort of fall into Fulton's hands, but certainly we can put that one down to the great Corey, reading that much better than his opposition. Throws the grass in the air, clears the right boot, and let's see if he can put one through. This will be the perfect start for Broadbeach in the last quarter. Kicks just inside 50 from around about 48-49, right to the teeth of goal. Pack forms, ball in dispute, players throwing themselves in all over the place. Comes out, spills out. Sticky goes for the ball, does a bit of a Superman, doesn't quite get the ball. Baker looks like he was legged. Reinhardt takes his man out, and that will be a free kick. D's ball clears, Nathan Gasilio takes advantage and clears it right out the centre wing. Fantastic kick, finds his man out wide. He then swings it inboard, and in space as the D's move it fast, and it's already out to centre half forward for the D's. Sozens comes in with a fantastic spoil and looked for all money that D's player was going to take that grab. Sozens manages to come in, make it a 50-50, and the umpire says, give it to me, we'll ball it up. Both Ruckman go out at Whitey. Doesn't quite get that one. Ball spills to Evans. Evans clearance. Doesn't quite make the purchase probably that he would wanted. Spills to Wolfie. Bit of a fumble right in the middle of the ground. Wolfie flicks it up to his teammate Bakes. Bakes beaten for the ball. Geordie run down from behind. Must be a free kick umpire holding the ball. All these little one-on-one battles absolutely crucial at this stage of the game. Geordie did not give up on that play. Manages to run down his opposition. Kicks the ball out wide to the advantage of his teammates. Does get, unfortunately, a terrible bounce there. And ball is then picked. A little bit of a fumble by D's player there. Birdie puts the pressure on. Comes in for a tackle. And just the tackle lingered just slightly too long there and gave away the free kick. But certainly not through lack of effort. Okay, Reinhardt manages to get the ball back. Birdie swings out of the way. A little bit fantastic kind of gamesmanship there. Manages to hold the ball up and give his teammates an opportunity to get back in defence. And even the water boy's in on it as well. He has hit those handballs 100 times out of 100. But that one manages to buy an extra couple of seconds for the Broadbeach Cats. Goes straight down the wing. Ball is in dispute. Bakes head over the ball there for Baker, and the umpire has deemed that he was collected high. Still looking for the ball. Look, may have a little bit of concussion there, but that's okay. Very short kick to Big Good hands to Sozens, who's had a terrific game. He then goes inboard looking for Lappin. Excellent contested mark just in front of his opposition, Gooch, who had certainly sort of made him earn it there. Assessing his options now, Lappin pointing, looking inboard, looking this way, looking that way. Really takes up all the time that he can, showing all that experience. Goes for the bit of a mongrel talk, manages to get find the ground and get the ball forward. Sticky with the spin and the right foot. Burner, bit of a fumble, who's then, unfortunately, as I think Burner, as he's gone to pick up the ball, has collected the leg and manages to give away the free kick. I'm thinking it was for a trip or legged to Corey Fulton, who will have probably his third or fourth shot for the game. Was not in any real urgency to take that ball on the full. Allows it to bounce and collected by Coach Sticky, it looks like, from memory. So Fulton, probably about 20 metres out, angle, probably about 30-degree angle. Hopefully for the Cats, he can put this one through and get the first goal of the last quarter. And this will make it a 7-point game. Runs around his right-hand side, pressure from the middle, and manages to hook it to the near side. Doesn't quite get that goal that he would certainly love. Get his name on the score sheet, and also the Cats as well. Okay, so ball goes out now. It will be Cats by 2 points. Just the 2 points. Looks like Acker to bring it in. Fourth man in the mark. And Acker finds his man in the forward pocket, who then has a man over the top as well, but ball looks to have gone wide. Boundary umpire calls that correctly. Out on the full. Whitey to take the mark and send it deep back inside the Cats attacking 50. They've had a good period the last 2 or 3 minutes of attacking footy. Pack forms about 10-15 metres out. Sticky attempts to bring it in, who does so. Lappin then has a flying shot for goal, only marked by Burner, who looks to have been shot just after he's kicked that goal. Fell face first. Hopefully he's okay. He finds Featherstone in the far back pocket for the D's, who then goes wide. Ball in dispute. Fitz and Bird manage to work together to clear it out. Featherstone then grabs Jock. Didn't have the footy. Jock, using all of his experience as well, manages to rope Featherstone into a free kick there. Jock then brings the ball forward. Fulton really making the player in front, or the D's player in front, earn that contest. I think the controlling umpire called play on, but the non-controlling umpire said, nah, Fultz, knee up, can't do that, my son. And it's a free kick to Edgy's brother, Edgy. He then looks to go wide, looking for Nathan Casilio, who has 2 or 3 to beat. Can't quite get there. Lappin collects, hits to Whitey. Whitey has a shot. No, he doesn't. He spins around. 30 metres out. Ball is marked by D's. Whitey, I think, probably showing a little bit of fatigue from the game he's had. Didn't quite make the distance there. Then D's then swing it out to the far side. Ball is collected cleanly. Taken by Featherston. Probably possession number 35 for him. Looks for his teammate and ball spills out of bounds. Geordie providing the pressure there along with Evans in support. Alright, now it's going to be a boundary throw in right on centre wing. Ball goes up, Hill in the ruck. Manages to get a little bit of purchase on it, knock it his way. Camo there, Reinhardt, Featherston, ball spills out. And I don't think anyone's too unhappy about that, as it gives them a little bit of a rest and a little bit of a break. Marge at the moment. It is Cats by 2 points. Boundary umpire throws it in. Looks like Joel Gasilio coming off a bit of a break. Hopefully he'll be back on soon for the D's. Big finish coming up. Acker with the clearance from the kick. Whitey takes the mark. Looks to feed off. Feeds off to the Hill running past. Didn't quite get collected on the way just after a kick then. May have been putting a bit of mayo on that. Collected by D's. Lappin 20 metres out. Put your glasses down. He's missed. He's missed. He's missed. So, unusual for a player, class and experience of Lappin. Then again, grand finals, these things happen. It will be, that makes it the Cats by 3 points. 3 points. Just can't break clear. Ball is brought in. Mark taken by Casilio, the Nathan variety. He swings it wide to the near side pocket. Sticky back with the fly. Terrific contest. Ball spills to the D's. Picked up by Sozens, who cleanly, again, balks around a couple. Manager swing around onto the left-hand side. Force trying to work his way into the front. Birdie with a big hit there. Takes his player out. D's work it forward again off the ground. Ball spills to Fitz, who then brings it inboard and finds Bruno right on 50. Probably slightly too far out to score. That ball was sort of, did a bit of pinball back and forth. Fitzy then moves forward sneakily and gets the ball back from Bruno. Now, massive kick coming up. Cats are up by 3 points. Fitz, we know, is a prodigiously long kick. Can he put this one through and get the Cats up by more than a goal? Oh, goodness, I think he may have. Hopefully he hasn't hurt himself there. That was a bit of a scrubber. Hopefully he's okay. Yep, just quick stretch there, Fitz. I think there was a bit of a divot there where Fitzy kicked that. Certainly not his fault. And we'll have to have a look at that after the game. Okay, so in any case, boundary throw in, ball comes in. Edgy takes it out of the ruck. A little bit dangerously, ball in dispute, ping-pongs around. Bounces up and down, almost kicked up by Reinhardt. Flying shot for goal. Out on the floor. A little bit disappointing there from Reinhardt, but he was under severe pressure, so we'll forgive him for that. D's bring it in quickly. Mark taken just inside their defensive 50. He puts his hand up and says, boys, let's just slow it down, get back to our game plan. Kick Mark, kick Mark, kick Mark. Mark taken inside, switches on. Gasilio, the Nathan variety, swings onto his left, kicks it probably 50 and finds his man on the far side. Successful switch so far. Let's see if they can continue to work it up the ground. Mark again taken by D's at centre half back. Got a fair bit of space. Man running through the middle. Again, Mark taken. That's probably their third or fourth mark in a row in this passage of play. Really doing well to work their way up the ground and making use of the home ground advantage for the D's here in the grand final. Kick to centre half forward for the D's. Looks like there was two players there, Geordie and Camo, and they managed to get a ball up. Again, tense times. Cats by 3 points. Ball up just on the 50 metres. The attacking 50 for the D's. Handball through to Camo. Camo then finds Fitzy. Fitzy with a sweeping handball over the top to Aqua. Probably doesn't quite get the bounce he would have liked Aqua. Picked up, takes it, and ball taken. That is unfortunately holding the ball. Didn't quite get the bounce he would have liked there, Aqua. And it is the D's ball far side. They then sweep into attack. attacking 50, ball in dispute. Oh, clash of heads there, looks like, from the Broadbeach players. One has been left there behind. Ball spills free. Hilly brings it over his defensive 50, but it is all demons in the middle of the ground. They could have raffled that there. Ball comes in, handball inboard. Centre half ball for the D's. They go inside 50, not quite, ball smothered. Picked up by Sozens, and Benny manages to swing around on his left. Has one bounce, almost run down from behind. Looks for Huff reaching for the ball, and out of play. Not a bad result for both sides. Looks like the D's had the numbers there, but Huffy was happy to see that out. Hope those two players involved in that collision are okay. Again, every contest in this last quarter crucial. Ball spills, comes in again. D's ruckman takes it out of the air. Benny looks like he was pinged there, holding the ball, trying to get around probably a couple of players. Good tackle by D's, who then look to bring it in to their 450 again. No, goes short. Finds D's player. Kick mark. He then goes over the top as well. Finds Gooch just in front of Fultz. Gooch laconically onto the left. Has a man free on the far side. Burner takes the mark and takes the kick. Mark taken. So, it is that man again, Featherston, who has the inside 50 mark, and he will have shot for goal. Featherston shooting, well, he'll probably be having a shot from just inside 50. Makes excellent connection and actually misses to the far side. So he had a lot of distance up his sleeve and misses to the far side. Okay, bit of pressure on here. Now the Evans to kick it in from fullback. Now this kick must be good. There's no two ways that this kick needs to go. Evans motioning to get everyone on the clubhouse side, goes as far as he can. Has a man on space there, and Sozens takes the mark just inside the boundary. That kick, centimetre perfect, but really the mark made the kick look good. Sozens now looking to see if he can get some down the line. Oh, it does go in a little bit inboard, and it's right onto the chest of the D's. Now, we've spoken about turnovers before. This could be crucial. Now, remembering it's the Cats by 2 points. The D's retaining possession here. They go kick mark. A little bit of space inside 50 as well. Bruno manages to get back there, fill it up. The other Cats as well help out. Now, what's D's going to do? We need to get this in. Just lobs it up right where the dangerous position is, but as always, that's where Whitey positions himself as well. Has taken so many marks like that this year. Handball's back to Geordie, who sort of runs himself into a little bit of trouble. He's managed to get the kick to Booms. Booms says, let's get it out of here, and Benny takes a fantastic contested mark again for the second time, probably in about 1 minute. He decides to go a little bit further down the line this time round, and the mark is then taken by Lappin. A little bit of a juggle. Looks like some of the D's players and also the D's bench are contesting whether or not that was juggled over the line. So it was the first touch inside the line, the second touch outside the line. Camo sits there, he says, look, I'm finally about to get a touch. I've been working hard all day and you're going to take it off me. Eat this. Anyway, back to Lappin. After a little bit of an inquiry, he's decided that he will take the kick. It looks like it was a fair mark just inside. He then runs 4 or 5 metres, kicks it as far as he can down the line, looking for Fulton, who Burner manages to wriggle the ball free. Ball spills out the back. Hill and Huff in the middle of the ground. D's work it forward, managed to win that one on. Johnny over the top, did good. Takes an excellent skipper's grab just when we need it, just when the Cats needed it. Okay, he says, come on boys, slow this down. We're up by 2 points. It's the last quarter. Let's just make this. So he looks for his ruckman Wyden, but Wyden, probably the first time all year he's been outmarked, and for opposite ruckman takes the grab in front of him. Kicks it inboard again. Probably a little bit, he'd love to have that kick back. It was probably 3-on-1 for the Cats, but it's still spilled out. The D's still make the most of it. Go forward, looking for an inside 50 mark, and mark taken. Terrific contested mark there, just in front of Aqua. And mark is taken. Now, this could be crucial. Has a chance to put the D's up by 4 points into the, and we are deep deep into the last quarter. Deliberate approach. D's down by 2. Has a shot. Just misses to the near side. The ball seemed to swing away. Seemed to lean back a little bit on that kick. And sometimes when that happens, it does tend to sort of swing a little bit left to right. Again, Evans with the kick out. Quickly runs forward. Looks for his ruckman Whitey, who's taken a number of marks. He's got his eyes all over this one. Oh my goodness. Surely that's a push umpire. Opposite ruckman had no eyes for the ball. Whitey's gone up. Had his name all over it. Massive push in the back. Difficult to see how umpires missed that. But it's a grand final. It affects everyone. Okay, boundary throw in. Lots of players around the ball. Getting very tired. The ball is on the ground. And taking a long time to get up. Now don't forget there's no time on in old boys footy. Baker holding onto the ball as much as he can. Umpire says, no, that's too long. Give it to me. Ball goes up again. Lots of players around the footy at this stage. Whitey with an easy tap down to Sozens. Kicks the ball into Bakes. Bakes manages to get the ball over the ground, over the boundary line for another throw in. Crucial seconds ticking away. It's the Cats up by a point. But it's the D's in attack. Throw in again. Ruckman go at it. Whitey trying to hit it towards the boundary again, sort of keep it in sight. Hill with the clearance, sticking with the tackle from behind. Manages to roll him. No free kick there, no pushing the back according to the umpire. Coach Sticky did enough to roll the player. Again, these little moments really making things crucial. Again, wipe down, terrific tap down to Sozens. Sozens with the clearance, but he's taken high. A little bit of afters as well. Needs to go back. Edgy seemed to get him a little bit high. Free kick. Joel still on the mark. Sozens assessing his options, taking as much time as he can in this last quarter. Everyone very tight down their feet. Excellent contested mark from the D's. Brings it in board. No time to waste here. Gets it into Nathan Gazilio. Roosts as high as he can. Contested mark there. Lapping with his eyes all over it. Featherston with the crumb, but tackled by Evans, who manages to wrap him up and makes amends for the miss earlier in the game. Featherston broke the tackle on that occasion, but this time around Evans able to wrap up and hold up that attacking foray going forward. Ball in dispute. Birdie managed a quick clearance out to the wing. Coach Sticky there with a 2-on-1. Gets the tackle, but handball in from the D's. Inside 50 again. Lots of Cats in attendance, but White with the clearing kick outside defensive 50. Probably a little bit too much inboard. But D's are there. Plenty of D's in numbers there. A couple of fumbles though. Bakes can put the pressure on. Again, ball in dispute. Bakes throws his body in the line. 3 Cats pile on. Ball up. Terrific outcome for Broadbeach there. The ball just would not sit up for the D's, and they just could not get their hands on it and getting back inside 50. So we're back in that spot. Near side. Just about forward flank for the D's. Excellent tap going forward. Sozens with his hands on the ball again, managing to try and get it out. Ball comes out. Baker with the pressure on. D's take the grab inside, just outside 50. Featherston takes the mark, gets another knock on the head. He's up and about. Fitzy's on the mark. Ball goes in, kicked in. Siren! Siren just before the mark is taken by Acker, Edgy. The Cats win by a point in a monumental ding-dong heavyweight clash. Is Broadbeach winning by the solitary point, 6-7-43, as you can see on the scoreboard, 5-12-42. This is one of the great grand finals I've ever seen, and it is the Cats managing to make amends for a heartbreaking loss last year in the grand final. As they celebrate, they hug, and it is 12 months of redemption that is pouring out, as we can see on some of those faces of the Broadbeach Cats. Goalless last quarter, if you can believe that. No goals kicked in the last quarter, 2 behinds each. It was a point the difference at 3/4 time, and it is a point the difference at the end. Players shake hands, excellent sportsmanship between both sides, a lot of love between the two teams, and there's no doubt the D's will be back bigger and better in 2020, but for this year, for 2019, it is the year of the Broadbeach Cats. Many good performances across both teams. Hill and Reinhardt in the middle in the engine room, just clearance after clearance. Sozen's on the wing, probably going to get best on for the grand final. He had an absolute wow of a game, particularly in the last quarter, when the judges often focus on is that last quarter. But we can see the jubilation on the faces of the Broadbeach Cats players as they go around. Celebrations, no doubt, will be long and into the night as they attempt to drown their sorrows from the grand final in 2018, coming oh so close at their home ground, but they've managed to steal one by the solitary point here at St Bruce Small Park. Commiserations for the Surfers Paradise Demons again. Unbelievable year that they've had, winning every single game. And in all honesty, not many teams, no teams really got that close. Featherston ended up with 3 or 4 goals, a couple of flying shots towards the end. Ably assisted by, Burner down at fullback, managed to repel plenty of attacking raids. And the Casilio brothers were also standouts, as they always are, with their class. But we can see the group there for the Ds. Commiserations, again, unhappy times for them at this stage, but no doubt they'll use this as motivation and hopefully come back better, bigger, better and stronger in 2020. And there's no issue with the 2020 season. That's going to start and continue as scheduled, as rosters. I can't see any reason why the season wouldn't proceed as per normal, and lots of games played throughout April and May and June. And probably by June we'll have a bit of an idea about where everyone sits. There'll be 2 or 3 games played by each team by that stage, and coming to the end of June, July, there'll be a bit of a pattern forming in regard to the ladder. But again, celebrations go on for the Broadbeach Cats players in the middle of the ground. They may even get together to sing the song, and prior to the trophy being presented to Coach Lyon, who has been just inspirational in everything he's done this year, in terms of preparation, in terms of commitment, in terms of getting the best out of the Cats players. They came up against a very good side today in the Surfers Paradise Demons, but they were just able to get the job done by the solitary point.